What it is, everybody? Thanks for tuning back into another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Today I actually want to talk to you more about car stuff, but not specifically Snow White here. And I want to talk to you about, because today I actually went car shopping for my potential next car that I'm really considering and thinking about, which I could spoil in the video and stuff like that. It's really no secret. It doesn't have to be a big reveal, but there'll also be a big reveal at the time that I actually do, if and decide when to get this vehicle. Now I'm looking for another toy daily driver that I'm not going to extensively mod for the ones that don't believe me, at least for now. And because I do already have a race car over there, and I still have my Trans Am, which is like the borderline of like what's still like streetable and stuff like that. So for me to just get another car and just do some quick stuff with it, just to boost it up a little bit and just leave it and have it be efficient and everything like that. So, as you guys see, I'm wearing my Chevy shirt right now, and I went to Rodger Dean Chevrolet in West Palm Beach. And I went in there and had all of the money, was not going to finance anything, was going to pay for the car outright. So I went to go look at a white new ZL1 Camaro. And I was like, this is great, but I've only been in the 10-speed car that was a Mustang, because that Trans is co-developed with Ford. But however, the Trans is going to drive differently in the Stang as it is going to drive differently in the Camaro. Different calibration and different engine, different gear ratios, so on and so forth. So I went in there, and I want to kind of share this story with you guys, because don't fucking buy a car from Rodger Dean Chevrolet, because apparently I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I obviously can't handle the horsepower of a ZL1, which, you know, it has 650 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. So apparently I cannot handle that kind of power, but whatever, it is what it is. So I go in there, ask to look at the car, a young gentleman approaches me, and he gets the keys, and I go see the car. And I was telling him, you know, not rude or anything like that. Save your time. You don't have to explain anything to me about this vehicle. And I already know pretty much everything about it. So you don't have to sell me, tell me it's a great car, this, that, the other. Again, I already know. Now, I'm not coming off as being arrogant or anything, but just keep in mind, the people that are trying to buy a ZL1, not every day you have them lined up to buy your Malibu or any other Chevrolet that's going to really be there, like a Silverado, whatever it may be. Run of the normal run-of-the-mill cars. Now, your regular Camaro, that's 25 grand or so, that's a little bit different story. But no, many people are going to be lined up to buy a $75,000 Camaro versus a $25,000 Camaro. So there's only going to be one type of person that's really going to walk through the door having to buy that car. Either one, somebody that can either afford it, and two, that just wants to like blow money on a car like that because it's rated at what, like 12 miles a gallon. So as my other buddy always says, it's a useless car. And it kind of is, but that's what makes me happy, and so I want another useless car. So anyway, I asked him, I said, hey, I want to drive this vehicle. And what do we have to do to get this vehicle to get, you know, to take it on a test drive? And he says, well, we can't let you test drive the car until we know you're approved to buy buy the car from a loan. And I said, strike one, buddy. Now, I asked him again, what do we need to do to drive this car? And he says, well, we can't really let you drive it because we don't want to have miles on it. And I said, oh, kind of like the old meme where it's like not banging your girlfriend to keep it fresh, right? And he goes, yeah, right. He took him a second to get it, but now he understood, because he kind of see where this was really going to go, and he was pissing me off. And I said, so you're telling me that I can't drive this car that I want to buy? He's like, oh, no, you can drive it. He's like, but you have to pay for it first. And I said, but if I want to go drive the Silverado that's sitting over there, I don't have to. He's like, well, people really don't like miles on this car. I said, again, you're going to sit here and tell me I can't drive the car before I buy it. And now keep in mind, I want to also tell you some things about the conditions and everything that I went to the Chevrolet dealer. It was raining, overcast, the ground was wet. And I said, look, man, I'm not here to test the performance of the vehicle. I know the car got some scoot, this, that, and the other. I said, I'm here to actually look at the transmission. I want to see how busy the transmission is when I'm driving. I said, so you should probably go get your manager before we get to strike three and you keep summing me up, because I'm ready here to buy this car. So he's like, well, how are you going to pay for it? And I said, don't worry how I'm going to pay for it, but there is no financing. I'm going to pay for it in cash, which I was. So He goes, gets his manager comes in, and I'm just like, oh, great. First thing I said to him, I'm like, oh, great. He looked at me and I said, what? I said, because you're about to tell me some more bullshit. He's like, what do you mean? I haven't even said anything. I said, are we going to drive the car? He's like, well, here's the thing. And I said, all right, here we go with the bullshit. So he tries to tell me this exact same thing and this and that. And I said, look, I'm not going to pay for this car before I drive it. He's like, well, can we at least agree on a price? I said, sure, the window sticker's right there. This is what it is. I know the car is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of here after tax, title, license, document fees. The car was. He came back actually with the car. The car stickered for $68,000. He came back, said the car was $72,000. He's like, are you okay with that? I said, not really. And he goes, well, how come? I said, well, because Hendrick Chevrolet, like up in North Carolina, has this car out the door for $65,000. So I'm okay with that. He's like, well, why aren't you there? And I said, well, that's ignorant of you to say, but I'm here because this is local to me. And it was the closest Chevy dealer to me, so I came here to see the vehicle. Hopefully we can get something done. I said, I don't really care where the car comes from, even if you have to buy it from another Chevrolet dealer, that's fine. And he's like, well, that one car was probably an 18. I said, it probably was. Really, the only main difference is the taillights as far as difference. I said, I don't really care about that. Again, I want to drive the car to test the transmission, not to see how fast it is. He's like, so then he starts telling me more bullshit about how fast the car is and how young I am and this car makes a lot of power and this, that. So I looked at him, I said, dude, don't seriously talk to me about power, about a car. I said, because you could put any two cars in here together and still if none of them is going to equivalent to the power that this car makes. So I said, I don't want to hear anything about it, not going to happen. So once I started, he kept asking me, he's like, have you driven something like this? Yeah, I told him what my car was just very briefly because it didn't matter. And he's like, oh, okay, so you're familiar with it? I said, yeah, buddy, 650 horsepower isn't that much to me. So, again, it's wet outside. What am I going to do outside in the rain with 650 horsepower? Nothing but spin the tires. That's not what I'm here to see the car. I'm here to check out the transmission. So, again, keep in mind, no financing, no nothing. I'm ready to buy the car, full money, in my pocket, ready to go. And they're still trying to get me to agree to the price of the car. So I'm telling them, what part of English don't you understand? I'm not buying this car. And he says after that, well, you could buy the car. Then if you don't like it, you could bring it back right away and we'll give you your money back. I said, what, you think I was freaking born yesterday? You really think you're going to give me all my money back right away after the fact? I said, I'm not stupid. Yeah, you'll give it back to me, 3, 4, 5 weeks later after it goes through your whole bullshit process and then come up with some bullshit saying that I did something with the car and now it's broken, this, that, whatever. Not happening, dude. I said, you either let me test drive the car like any other normal car so I can check out the transmission, or I'm out of here and I'm going to go buy another car. And the other car that I'm really looking is the wide body Hellcat Challenger, which I really, really, really love. So, again, we'll see. So he kept going back and he's like, let me see what I can do. And he's like, let me see if I can get another car here, another car that's maybe used or this, that, whatever. I said, as long as you can get it right now. He said, no, I can't get it right now. You can come back in a week or whatever. I said, wow, you are completely fucking blind to like anything that I'm having to say. I said, you know what? That's strike 3. You're done. I got my shit and I walked out. He's like, oh, well, we could probably let you drive it. I said, doesn't matter. It's too late now. I don't want to buy the car and I really can't let you drive the car. Again, is what he thought. I said, okay, fine. I said, fine. But I have a hard feeling to believe because this is exactly how I went in. With my sweatpants, my Chevrolet shirt, I had my Lashway Motorsports hat. And again, if I didn't know anything about this car, I probably wouldn't have came in my Chevrolet knowing and wearing all of this attire to buy another Chevrolet. But they probably said, young kid, and like, he probably just wants to drive a Z01. Well, little did they know I had all the money to buy it in my pocket. So, very similar experience to kind of like the BMW that I have here at Broward Motorsports, but Dell saved the deal that they didn't want to kind of take my title, but similar, but not so similar. And I have been in that situation before, actually, at one time when I was looking to buy my Mustang Cobra, and that car, he didn't want to let me test drive the vehicle. And I pulled out a wad of cash out of my pocket. I said, oh, well, I guess my money's not good enough here. And they said, no, wait. You can test drive the car now. I said, that's good enough, no problem, thank you very much. And he lost out on the sale. So really, obviously, you already know, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, because I do have a feeling if I would have walked in maybe with a different attire or something like that, or maybe with a suit, or if I pulled out a brick of cash, they would have probably all over my cock like, hey, go ahead, test drive and anything that you ever want. But to sit here and say that when the car already had like 10 miles on it and then it's going to get 2 or 3 more, like it's going to devalue the entire car. No, it wasn't like I was asking to test drive the ZR1 off of the showroom floor or anything like that. No, it wasn't anything like that. Just a regular ass ZL1 Camaro. That was it. Not even the 1LE, just a regular one. And it was just parked outside. It was filthy, already filled with shit and rain on it from sitting outside anyway. So, Rodger Dean Chevrolet, screw you guys. You guys suck. For anyone that watches this, I don't know what it is with the customer service down here in South Florida, but I never experienced shit like this living anywhere else, especially when you have all of the money and you're ready to go. It's usually with the finance back and forth. They need money. I'm trying to do this, trying to do that. There was no bullshit. Agreed to a price, and then you can take the car home. But I wasn't agreeing to anything until I drove it. And it wasn't like, and if I liked it, you know, it speaks for itself. It's not like I wasn't not gonna buy what I wanted. I was definitely going to purchase that vehicle. They don't know that, but they don't have to treat everybody like they're a poor piece of shit or some young teenager that doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Should give him the benefit of the doubt like some of the other individuals have when I bought some of my other cars, like my SFs, my AMGs, and stuff like that. So, I don't know, these American car companies and stuff like that, you know, it is what it is. But I definitely want to just alert you guys of another real shitty occasion where I went in to actually go buy a new car in cash, and they were like, no, you have to buy the whole car before you drive it. Well, screw you, Rodger Dean Chevrolet. You lost out on another one. Very similar to Broward Motorsports and some other stuff. And hell, even Riva, when I was trying to buy that bike, because I know you guys remember the story I made about Riva Motorsports, because they suck ass too. So I never really had this experience so much when I lived in Chicago and any other states and stuff like that. The only thing that I really know of is in the motorcycle community, a lot of times, it doesn't really matter what dealership it is. The private ones are a little bit different because it's just like, you know, we have one brand or one owner. If it's like a speed shop, they'll kind of let you test drive them. But they never ever usually let you test drive a crotch rocket. You can test drive anything else but a crotch rocket, simply and because they know you're gonna act a fool, could do some wheelies, or you may never see it again, and that's understandable. And that was no different when I moved to Florida. It was when I was in Indiana, you know, Chicago, whatever it may be, Wisconsin, none of that. You really can't test drive a crotch rocket. So that was kind of a given, so I knew not to even ask and stuff like that, even though I always do. Just God forbid that one dealership has an exception, which I have run into one in my whole life, but it is what it is. But yeah, Rodger Dean Chevrolet, you guys suck. I will definitely go spend my money either at Chrysler, well, Fiat Chrysler, whatever the hell it's under now, and or go buy a ZL1 maybe from somewhere else. But you guys will probably see, or potentially may see, a new car come to the channel. I've had my eye on a couple and a few. Also have my eye on a Viper and stuff like that. The Viper's just very uncomfortable, and still one of my ultimate dream cars. The biggest reason I don't own it now is because it's super uncomfortable. Your feet are really squished by the pedals. It's a full-blown race car. So again, we'll see. I'm just toying around with the ideas and stuff like that. But Rodger Dean Chevrolet, you guys really suck, and I will never, ever, ever do business with you if I can help it. The same as Broward Motorsports, because you guys suck and you really don't know how to treat people. Because I do really feel that if I walked in there with a different attire and a bunch of money sticking out of my pockets, you guys would have been all over me. So I just wanted to share that experience with you guys. And if you guys have had a similar experience at Rodger Dean Chevrolet, based on the reviews on Google, Yelp, and everywhere else, doesn't seem I'm very far off. But that's a big thing here in South Florida. So it is what it is. But that's going to wrap it up here for today's video. Enough with my rants and bullshit. More news and stuff on that. And future stuff and riding with the motorcycles. Once the weather clears up, it's been pretty shitty. We'll get some more riding here on the S1000 and the GSXR now that we got some new rubber on the back. But again, Facebook, Instagram, at the Speedbug. Same name here as YouTube. And we'll see you for another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Peace.